Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, fam? Hey, welcome to another edition of Wednesday. And I'm hype right now. My heart was heavy all last night. My heart was heavy when I woke up. Wrong, right, or different, we all chose sides. The bad part about it is whenever you choose a side, you're gonna have a winner, you're gonna have a loser. The hard part as well is there's some policies and there's some things that one candidate believed that you didn't agree with. But the same way you didn't agree with it, it was the other candidate that other people didn't agree with. That's how it is in every election. It was some things that one candidate said that really hit the hearts of different people. And they thought, wow, how could you say this? And so some people are very, very hurt. Understand that. Some people are very, very hurt. There was another candidate that people didn't agree with the things that person was saying. And for the past 8 years, you had people who didn't agree with the policies that the president put in place. And they were hurt. They wanted change. It was both of these different sides. Here's what I want to tell you. Up until 8 years ago, if my son would have came to me and said, my son is 13. My teacher gave me an assignment, Daddy. She said, I want y'all to go home and think about what you want to be when you grow up. Daddy, I want to be the president of the United States. It seems normal now. But up until 8 years ago, if my son would have came and said that to me, I would have thought inside, because I would never tell him what he can't do. But inside, I would have thought, man, why couldn't he choose fireman, athlete, something, teacher? Because that's the one thing that, man, my son's not going to be able to do that. You know, it's normal now because the ceiling's been broke, but up until 8 years ago, it wasn't. So that's what I would have been thinking inside. See, for 8 years, while Barack Obama was in office, there's been things said about him. Some had to do with policy, and some had to do with pure hate, some of which was for his skin color. But here's the thing that I understand coming in today. The same egregious things, the same hate that was spewed, I know how I felt. I know how many of you felt like, man, why are you saying that? Some of it didn't have to do with racism. Some of it had to do with, like I said, policy. So what happens when we start spewing that same hate towards our new president? Hate leads to hate. We got to unite, y'all. See, I'm praying that our new president, and I believe he is, smart enough to surround people around him. This is what I'm praying for. Around him, who's going to help him to understand the different groups that we all represent, to say, hey, we got to come together. We got to come together. I'm praying that people get around him to say, hey, you're not just the president for one. You're not just the president for a few. You're the president for the United States of America. But what we can't do is continue to spew the same type of things that was spewed towards our past president and then think that we're going to have a united country. We're not. We're not. I know a lot of my friends are hurt today. I know. But I do know some people who voted for Trump, who they just disagreed with. They didn't agree with everything he said, but they disagreed with the direction the country was going in, and they're entitled to do that. See, we can't say that we have this freedom and then we want people to fit into our box. We can't say that. But see, I'm going to keep it real with you. See, I believe in God, so I know everything's going to be okay. My wife is on a plane going to a conference. She calls me because she knew I had trouble sleeping, but she called me because after I got up, I get down, I get my prayer, and I get my reading done, and when she called me, I was good. I was in a different place. And she said, man, I just on the plane, I said, babe, stop. We good. See, we're good. All of us, we're good. Because we should never put our faith in man. Because if we put our faith in just man, we're going to get let down all the time. It got to be something bigger. Just like when I tell you, you have something big inside of you, you got to put your faith in something bigger. And we are going to go through some hard times during the next 4 years, just like we went through hard times during the last 8 years. But many ethnic groups, we've been going through hard times for hundreds of years. But you can't tell me that we don't have an opportunity. So here's the reality. We all had the right to vote. Some exercised that right, some didn't. That was their choice. I believe everybody should exercise their right to vote, but that's just me. We all have a choice. So come on, y'all. I just can't stand that. I know some of my friends, y'all hurting right now, and I feel you. I feel your pain. But I also got to tell you, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We got this. We going to be all right. We going to be all right. But I need us to join together, and we now have to do what it's going to be hard for some, but we got to pray for our president. And we got to pray that people surround him and cover him, that is going to help him understand the big role that he has. All right, y'all. I hope this message helped y'all, because we can't walk around. We can't just go around just being just sad. We can't, because we can't do anything with just being sad. We can only do things when we mobilize and we begin to move as a people. As a people. I've always said this, the most important being on this planet is the human being. So we got to be human beings, all of us. And we got to pray for each other. All right, y'all. You can live ordinary or you can live extraordinary. Peace.